What's up, gamers, and welcome to Cerberus Gaming Trailers. In this video, we're smashing through the list of the top 15 most brutal hack and slash action games you can play right now, and a few that are coming soon. Go ahead and drop a like, and let's see what these monsters are.
Riding the wave of futuristic action games comes Project DT, an impressive hack and slash currently in development by the Chinese studio Digital Sky. In this game, you take control of a highly agile cybernetic warrior, facing colossal machines and mechanical enemies in fast-paced, stylish combat. The gameplay blends acrobatic movement, close-range attacks, and futuristic weaponry, all showcased with fluid animations and breathtaking visuals. Clearly inspired by titles like Nia, Automata, and Devil May Cry. The combat system promises to be fast and technical, demanding reflexes and strategy, while the level design embraces verticality and cinematic flair. Although there's still no confirmed release date, Project DT is in development for next-generation consoles and PC, and it's shaping up to be one of the biggest sci-fi surprises in the coming years. If you love intense action, androids, and cinematic battles, this is definitely a title to keep on your radar. Attention, your eyes are about to embark on a visually stunning adventure. Exilege is a third-person shooter with hack and slash elements. Developed by Enigmatrix under the PlayStation China Hero Project, you take on the role of Alta, a young man with a mysterious past accompanied by Zora, an enigmatic girl whose creations shape the world around them. Together, they'll face massive mechanical enemies, engage in epic boss battles, and uncover the secrets of an unstable universe. The combat promises to be hybrid and electrifying, blending gunplay, melee combat, high mobility, and stylish combos, all set in vibrant levels filled with floating mechanical structures and roguely inspired mechanics. The game is confirmed for PlayStation 5 and PC, though no official release date has been announced yet. With bold combat dynamics and a narrative that blends mystery and action, Exilege already stands out as one of the most promising titles in the genre. Another game with guaranteed fun potential. What do you think? Do you already know Lies of P? If not, I highly recommend it. It's an incredible game. And with a new, dark chapter arriving to expand the game's universe, Lies of P has become even more addictive. Overture is a prelude DLC released on June 6, 2025, taking the puppet hero back to the final days of the city of Krat before the Puppet Frenzy massacre. You take on the role of Geppetto's puppet, guided by the legendary stalker Li Pei, to explore Krat in a moment of its decline, the elegance of the Belle Epoque on the verge of succumbing to chaos. The expansion promises new areas, even more brutal enemies, and challenging bosses, while haunting ruins and hidden secrets await discovery. Lies of P is available for PC, PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Xbox Series, and Mac OS. Get ready to dive into this dark tale full of tragedy, beauty, and pain. And remember, every lie has a price. the following game, unfortunately, will not reach our hands, but I still present it to those who are not familiar with it. Titled Project M, it is clear that it would have been a great game due to its brutal gameplay and immersive setting. When Project M was announced, the world of action RPGs was wide-eyed with excitement. Developed by Hound 13, a studio formed by former Dragon Nest developers, the game promised to deliver a dark and intense experience, with realistic graphics in Unreal Engine 5, and fluid combat filled with strategic abilities and exploration of a vast open world. The focus of the game was to put players in the role of heroes in a dark fantasy universe, full of secrets, challenging enemies, and epic battles, promising to combine the freedom of exploration with a deep narrative. Many players were already expecting a title capable of rivaling the major RPGs on the market. Unfortunately, despite the hype and expectations, Project M was officially canceled by NCSOFT in October 2024. The studio decided to halt development before release, ending what could have been one of the most anticipated experiences of the genre. So, are you curious to see what Project M would have been like if it had been released? The next title made quite a splash in the gaming world. Stellar Blade, with its sexy protagonist, stirred up controversy when it was first revealed. There was even censorship in some versions of the game, but despite that, it became a massive success. Developed a shift up, the game was released first on PlayStation 5 and later on PC, winning over fans with its intense action and stunning visuals. You play as Eve, a warrior sent from a space colony back to Earth, now devastated and overrun by creatures known as Nataba. Combat is technical and electrifying with precise parries, last-second dodges, and cinematic attacks straight out of an action anime. Every battle is a visual spectacle, powered by Unreal Engine 5, featuring massive bosses that test every bit of your reflexes. And best of all, the game isn't just beautiful. It delivers an engaging story, memorable characters, and moments that linger long after the credits roll. Stellar Blade is a true futuristic action masterpiece, and without a doubt, one of the standout titles of recent years. Fluidity and frenetic gameplay. This game has already blown minds with what's been shown so far. Phantom Blade Zero brings a dark world filled with martial arts, mystery, and cinematic style. You play as Soul, an assassin of the Order, accused of treason and seeking justice and answers about the murder of his organization's patriarch. With visuals inspired by wuxia and steampunk, the game blends speed, precision, and style. Devastating combos, last-second dodges, clutch parries, and multiple weapon options to match your playstyle. Branching maps, hidden secrets, epic bosses, and deep side quests will put your perception and reflexes to the test. Each route you take can reveal something new. High difficulty challenge modes feature enemies with smarter AI, reacting dynamically to your fighting patterns. No predictable moves here. Confirmed for PlayStation 5 and PC, with an expected release in late 2026, though no official date has been set yet. Phantom Blade Zero stands out as one of the most ambitious projects in the genre right now. So, what do you think? Is this a must-play or not? Drop your thoughts below. The rawness of revenge returns in style. Gungrave GORE. Bloodheat is a full remake of Gungrave GORE 2022. Rebuilt from the ground up, yes, using Unreal Engine 5 to deliver a far more polished visual and combat experience. You play as Beyond the Grave, the gunslinger wielding the legendary Cerberus pistols and carrying the massive Death Hauler coffin, blasting through enemies in stylish and brutal shootouts. The game features enhanced animations, smarter AI, 360-degree combat, new cinematic effects, and modernized controls, all while keeping the franchise's trademark frenetic DNA intact. With a confirmed release for PS5, Xbox Series, and PC. Bloodheat promises to revive the saga's glory with plenty of action, blood, and style. If you enjoy the over-the-top, stylish action of Devil May Cry, you'll likely find Gungrave to be a fun and familiar experience.
Kimi wa ikiruんだ。今日も、明日も、そしてこれからずっと。
The first Code Vein may not have been perfect, but it won fans over with its anime-inspired visuals and Souls-like challenges. Now, Bandai Namco is preparing its return with Code Vein 2, promising an even darker world, refined combat, and a deep narrative about redemption and bloodlust. The game introduces some exciting new features. The partner system allows for 2 modes of cooperation. Summon your ally to fight by your side, or merge with them to gain increased power and bonus stats. Developed in Unreal Engine 5, the game bets on cinematic visuals and deeper emotional connections between characters. If the first one was the awakening, Code Vein 2 promises to be the true rebirth of the series. The release of Code Vein 2 is scheduled for January 30th, 2026 on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. So, are you ready to return to the abyss?
Today, you'll pay your dues!
Hell on Earth has finally taken shape. Tellus US debuted on September 4th, 2025 for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC. You play as Remy, a peacekeeping soldier who decides to abandon his official mission to search for his missing parents in a country ravaged by civil war and a supernatural calamity. The game combines intense melee combat using swords, axes, and spears, with dark exploration in a semi-open world overrun by supernatural entities known as Hollow Walkers. A standout feature. Hell is Us doesn't guide you with excessive visual aids, no minimap, compass, or mission markers. Your instincts, sense of direction, and conversations with NPCs will light the way. Visually, the game is stunning, a dense atmosphere, haunting tone, an art direction that delivers war-torn horror, raw beauty, and a constant sense of desolation. With balanced combat, neither easy nor punishingly brutal, and a story wrapped in mystery. Hell is Us stands as one of 2025's strongest action-adventure titles. Another game following the high fantasy cultural and thematic style of Chinese action RPGs is Ballad of Antera. This is a free-to-play action RPG set in a dark fantasy world where the very essences of life have been corrupted. you become one of the powerful emissaries tasked with fighting this ruin. Developed by Tipsworks Studio in partnership with Enfold Games, the title is scheduled for 2025, confirmed for PlayStation 5 with PC, mobile, and possibly Xbox Series versions still to be fully announced. Instantly swap between diverse emissaries on the battlefield, each with their own unique class and abilities, to chain combos and defeat colossal enemies. You can face this journey solo or in co-op with up to 3 players. Ballad of Antera boasts impressive visuals, fluid combat, and a promise of continuous content, other must-have for the catalog of any action RPG fan. Now here's a game that truly feels like a spiritual successor to Returnal. The title we're talking about is Cerberus, and it comes from the very same studio that created Returnal, Housemarque. This game is the ultimate evolution of the roguelite formula: lightning-fast action, chaotic bullet hell gameplay, and pinpoint dodging, all set on the dark, ever-shifting planet known as Carcosa. You step into the role of Arjun Devraj, played by actor Rahul Kohli, utilizing a Soltari shield that absorbs enemy projectiles to charge up a devastating power shot. But here is the main event, the crucial differentiator: persistent progress, the traditional roguelite weakness. In Cerberus, with every cycle, you permanently unlock powerful upgrades and weapons, ensuring you always come back stronger on the next run. Cerberus is launching exclusively for PlayStation 5 on March 20th, 2026. Housemarque just hit the roguelite weakness out of the park with this permanent progression, don't you think?
The sun is forever.
If you thought you had seen fast hack and slash, you better buckle up. Morbid Metal is here to elevate the genre to a new level with combat that will leave you speechless. This game is a high-octane action roguelite developed by Screen Juice and published by Ubisoft. Think of a game with the addictive loop of Hades mixed with the combat swagger of Devil May Cry. With the instant morph mechanic feature, you pilot a squad of incredible machines and can swap between them in real time. 1 second you're using the agile flux, and the next, you're tanking damage and finishing the enemy with EQ's raw power. The goal is simple: chain your abilities to create stylish and devastating combos. The game fully embraces the roguelite philosophy: die, adapt, and evolve. Morbid Metal will enter early access for PC via Steam soon, but the great news is that the demo is already live. Nintendo Switch owners? How about an exclusive game directed by the legendary Hidetaka Miyazaki? the mastermind behind Bloodborne, Sekiro, and Elden Ring. Get ready, because From Software is bringing their gothic and challenging style to the Switch 2 with the brand new action RPG, The Duskbloods. In The Duskbloods, you take on the role of a Bloodsworn, a warrior who has transcended humanity through the power of blood. Your goal is to compete with up to 7 other players to claim the first blood and survive the twilight of humanity, a phenomenon that collapses eras and locations. The combat? Think of the difficulty and depth of a From Software game, but with unprecedented speed and movement. You'll use firearms, medieval armor, and even jetpacks in dense arenas, designed for conflict and exploration. With visuals reminiscent of Bloodborne's Victorian horror, mixed with steampunk and sci-fi elements, The Duskbloods promises to be an unforgettable experience. The Duskbloods is currently being developed for the Nintendo Switch 2 and is scheduled for release in 2026.
Close your eyes and contemplate now the moon, as befits the soon-to-depart.
I pray that you are able, carrier of blood.
Tears will flow for one, and one alone.
If you're a fan of hardcore action games and the punishing combat of the Souls-like genre, it's time to meet the new powerhouse, the first Berserker, Kazan. Developed by Meeple and published by Nexon, this is no simple revenge story. It dives deep into the Dungeon Fighter Online universe, telling the origin story of one of the franchise's most legendary characters. You step into the role of Kazan, the great general of the Pel-Los Empire, who was falsely accused of treason, horribly tortured, and exiled to die. But Fator, rather, a dark pact with the ghostly entity Blade Phantom, rescues him, transforming him into the first Berserker. You can choose from 3 main combat styles: the balance of dual wielding, the weight of the great sword, or the agility of the spear. Each weapon has its own skill tree, allowing you to customize Kazan for your playstyle, whether you prefer speed or raw power. All of this is wrapped in a stunning 3D cel-shaded visual style. The art blends dark fantasy brutality with a vibrant anime aesthetic, ensuring the carnage is beautiful to behold. The first Berserker Kazan is already available for PC via Steam, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series. London has fallen. Ravaged by an invasion from another realm, the English capital has become a supernatural battleground, and you are the last survivor. Tides of Annihilation, the fantasy action-adventure from Eclipse Glow Games that reimagines Arthurian legend on an epic scale. As Gwendolyn, you are humanity's only hope. But what makes you special is a mysterious power, the ability to summon and command the legendary. Spectral Knights of the Round Table to fight alongside you. The game features dynamic hack-and-slash combat where you combine Gwendolyn's own weapons like swords and vows with the more than 10 unique fighting styles of her Spectral Knights, creating devastating combos. But the challenge is colossal. You will have to explore a distorted, modern London, which has merged with the mythical realm of Avalon. Watch out for the Colossal Knights, gigantic enemies that are not just bosses, but true vertical exploration platforms that you will need to climb and conquer. With incredible graphics built on Unreal Engine 5, Tides of Annihilation promises a story of revenge, mystery, in a desperate quest to save your sister and determine the fate of two worlds. Developed for PlayStation 5, Xbox Series, and PC, Tides of Annihilation is tentatively scheduled for release in 2026. Prepare to face the twilight of humanity.
So, gamers, which of these games already got you hyped? Drop it in the comments. And if you haven't yet, make sure to subscribe and join our community. I'll see you very soon with more hot trailers here on Cerberus Gaming Trailers.